What were you guys? How did you all respond maybe to that pressure, and did you get to the attacking style that you wanted?
For sure, I thought we did a good job, kind of course correcting in the game. It's hard to get used to that. It's a different defense, and it's a different look than a lot of other teams. So it's a special preparation, and I thought we did a good job of kind of learning it as the game went on, and our attacks were obviously really good on offense.
The cutting seems almost like machine-like. You know, if the drive comes from one area, the cutter's coming. I mean, do you all have specific, roles, and if you're in a certain spot, you know it's your responsibility to cut there?
It's more of a read, but it's pretty essential against this particular team because they're so aggressive at the point of attack that once you move it out of the initial one, they just don't have enough defenders, take everything away. So that was an emphasis coming in, obviously, and I thought the guys did a really good job of that. K-Rich Wiggins was cutting like crazy tonight, and a really good poise, once the ball came out to play with the advantage.
And then Eugene hasn't even been with you all the last few days, but is able to come in and seamlessly play a role. Just your thoughts on the payoff of the blue and having him ready to go. Yeah,
he's done a nice job. He's progressed, obviously. I thought, early on he was kind of foul prone and a little unpredictable defensively, especially, and offensively. And tonight he played a very consistent floor game on both ends of the floor. So good progress point for him. Good job by him being ready and responding to the opportunity.
Andrew Schlecht of The Athletic. This is the first time in Thunder history to have 8 players in double figures. Is that like the style of play that you want? Most of the rest of the season has been like Shea in double figures, everybody else kind of like 8, 9, 7. But, tonight was different.
Sometimes you can't control it. It's what we want to be a team that puts pressure on the defense and then moves the ball out and maintains advantages. And that's more, you can throw one pass and have a great possession. You can throw 0 passes, but really move the floor and have a great possession. It's more about, building a mentality where it's like we're willing to work together to get the best shot. And if the best shot's in the first 6 seconds, great. And if it takes, 10 passes or 22 seconds on the shot clock, great. I thought tonight in particular, they're a team that is going to try to take your main guy away. We knew that coming in, and I thought the guys did a really good job, including Shea, of just kind of letting them dictate the terms and then reading and reacting, and we kept the ball ahead of them most of the night.
Then you start Aaron Wiggins tonight. Just tell me what you saw from him.
He hadn't gotten a lot of burn the last couple games, and for no particular reason. We can't play everybody. We're going to keep it pretty fluid, like we've talked about. He's just a really model citizen when it comes to staying ready, and impressive job, by him. We thought he would help at the point of attack tonight with Trent, because Van Fleet obviously is there too. He did, and then offensively, he's got a really simple but effective game. So very impressive night for him. Not only the way he played, but just the readiness and professionalism.
Yeah, and then Jeremiah doesn't play tonight. Is it similar to like Aaron's situation where it's just like, hey, we need to give other guys looks? Is that kind of how those conversations go?
Yeah, pretty direct. No one loves hearing it. We want everybody to want to play 48 minutes, 82 games. But if you want to play other guys, you got to create space for that. And so we wanted to give Omoruyi a look here. He'll be going back to the G League pretty soon. And so that it was nothing more than that.
Coach, I want to ask just about Shea and the fact, as you said, like they're clearly game planning to take him away from it. And when a guy's put up the numbers he's put up through the 10, 11 games here, how much maturity does it take to kind of be not passive, but a little more fluid in terms of this how he approached the game?
His maturity is a strength, for his age. He's an impressive young professional for that reason. He sees the bigger picture at a pretty elite rate for a young player, and that benefits him and us, in terms of the long term, and it also benefits you in a game where, a team's clearly going to try to scheme to take him out and try to frustrate him. And the worst thing you can do against that tactic is like try to jam the ball in there. It's deflating, quite frankly. And he's gone up against it many times, and showed great poise tonight. You know, he was just very content with choosing his spots, letting his teammates make the plays. It empowers everybody else, and really allows us to develop our team. You know, if he's not approaching it like that, the other guys can only be so good. And so, you know, impressive job by him tonight. He wasn't passive either. You know, he chose his spots, but I thought he just had a great balance.
Joe Masato, the Oklahoman. Mark, did you go into this game planning on playing Eugene, or did you see something early that you just wanted to get his physicality into the game?
Planned it going in.
Okay.
Told Robinson Earl this morning that I was going to go with him. Watched him with the Blue the other day pretty closely. You know, because what we're looking for right now is not necessarily performance, but progress points. You know, like, are they improving at the things that we're focused on improving on? And he's doing that. You know, so we wanted to reward that, and also kind of check back in with him in an NBA game. And obviously, he played really well.
And we can see the physicality he plays with on defense, but tonight he was also 5 of 6 from 3, your leading scorer with 22 points. Like, what have you seen from the, you mentioned progress, like what kind of progress has he made on that offensive end?
Letting the game come to him. You know, even in the G League game the other day, I thought he forced some stuff. And he's, you know, we want to be a team that lets the offense work for us, you know, from top to bottom. And, you know, I thought in a couple of games, you know, he's competitive and he wants to prove himself, and he gets amped up and tries to force something. And, you know, he did a really good job tonight of just letting the offense work for him, and he ends up getting open looks and a cut and offensive rebound as a result of it. And usually the game rewards, over the long haul, the game rewards you for playing the right way, and maybe not in this particular possession, but the longer you play the right way, the more rewarded you get. And I thought he did a really good job of that tonight, and got rewarded for it.
And then J-Dub had 10 points, 11 assists tonight. What did you see from him?
Just continues to grow. You know, we're a young team, and we have a lot of work to do. But you know, he's early on in his career, and he also, you know, missed a couple games with the injury. So he's only 5 or 6 games in, I think, and these experiences are all new for him. But the game's clearly slowing down a little bit, especially offensively. But he's, you know, like all of us, he's got to keep getting better.
Anybody else?
Yeah.
Myron? Oh, go ahead. Go ahead in front, then we'll go to Myron.
Michael Martin, the Oklahoman. Mark, you guys have had a lot of success this year in comeback wins, whether it was against the Magic or the Mavericks. What is it like, and how different is it playing with the lead and trying to maintain a lead compared to coming back in a game? What are the different challenges, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be a lot of ups and downs, but we want to be a team that's just going to grow from every experience. And I thought in one of the Clipper games, you know, we built a really big lead, and they got it down to like 10 or 11 early in the fourth. Because we just kind of took our foot off the gas. And then the other night in Detroit, we had a 15-point lead at halftime, and the physicality and response by the Pistons out of halftime probably caught us off guard a little bit. And I thought we carried both of those lessons into tonight. You know, we started the half really well, coming out with a 14-point lead, and we stayed on the gas, you know, for the full 48. And so bigger picture, it's about learning from every experience. They're not always going to be fun experiences. They're not always going to be great or perfect. But if you learn from them and you carry them forward, that's how you improve over 82, and that's what we want to do.
Myron Patton Fox, Santa Clara, Jalen Williams. You feel confident running point for you, kind of like that third point guard for you, running your offense?
Yeah, you know, he did it in preseason when Shea was out. He did it in college a little bit. He's got a really good pace to his game. He's got a really good understanding, and he learns quickly. And so I think I mentioned this in preseason, but when you've got a guy that learns as quickly as he does, you want to almost make him drink from a fire hose, because they tend to grow. You don't do that with somebody that doesn't learn like him, but they tend to grow through those experiences, even if it's a little rough. And so moving them around defensively, moving them around offensively, it may create some short-term struggle, but we think it's a good investment in a guy like him that picks things up pretty quickly.
And Eugene, a lot of times G League guys may do one thing well. Seems like he can do multiple things well for you.
Yeah, he's pretty versatile, you know, but he's got a ways to go, you know, fundamentally especially, you know. We want to be a team that plays fundamental basketball on both ends of the floor, and so the development plans of the players is just trying to chip away and help them get closer and closer to that. And like I said, you know, tonight's a good night. We played really well, carried forward some lessons, turned the page from a tough loss the other night, but there's going to be a lot of ups and downs, and we've got to learn through those too, grow through those. All right. Thank you, guys.